Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today we have another off-meta deck. This time we're going to play Iden Yellow. Or, since Boba has been suspended, Iden collecting the bounty is how I like to refer to it. If you just want the deck link, it's down in the description. But before we dive too much into the deck list itself, let's have a look at the main combo that runs this deck. So this deck is about bounties. So there are 6 bounties in there, 3 top targets, 3 enticing reward. Top target allows us to gain additional healing on top of Iden's inbuilt healing. If attached to a unique one, we'll heal 6. If it's not unique, we'll heal 4. You can heal from a unit or a base. Majority of the time it's a base, but sometimes you may want to do a unit like an Avenger or a Snoke. Enticing reward is a card draw engine. When the bounty is retrieved, you can search your deck for, search the top 10 cards for 2 non-unit cards, reveal them and draw them. If you'd played it on a unique card, a unique unit, you get to keep both cards. If it wasn't a unique unit, you only get to keep 1. So there are our bounties. Now this is a combo style deck, so we want to be able to play these bounties as much as we can. So if we're playing against Sabine, we play lots of top targets. We're playing against mid-range control. We want to get our engine online of card draw to give us options for this deck. This deck is a control deck, a hard control deck. So one thing that a hard control deck needs is cards. Now the combo is, after you've played some of these bounties, in particular the enticing reward, they're sitting in your discard pile. You can then play a restock to put at least one of those bounties back on the bottom of your deck, and the restock itself, and whatever else cards that you need. Sometimes I put 2 or 3 enticing rewards and the restock, or if I'm playing against aggro, I might put some top targets back on. Now the most important card, and one card that you may not have played before, is bounty posting. So this was a card that was in Shadows. It allows you to search your deck for a bounty, reveal it, and draw it. You can also then play the cost of that bounty to play it out on a unit. So it is very good in terms of thinning your deck out as well, to dig through to get those bounties. But the most important thing here is that this is a 1-cost spell, 1-cost event that will shuffle your deck. So if you've restocked, put the cards on the bottom of your deck, and then you play a bounty posting. Let's say you retrieve a enticing reward, played it on a unit. Your deck then gets reshuffled. So if you're in a mill war, or if you need some big units, or whatever you need, you put them on the bottom of your deck with restock, bounty posting, shuffles your deck, and then you're that much closer to getting it. Traditionally, the issue with the restock is that, yes, you can restock and put your answers, but they sit on the bottom of your deck, and then your opponent knows that your extra vigilances or whatever it is are sitting on the bottom of your deck, and they can know when to expect it, and even vigilance if you're against an opposing control player. So that's the combo. Let's have a look at the deck itself. It is hard control, so we have all of our removal, the Merciless, the Power, the Fell, Takedown, No Glory, which is the new one. That really helps us in terms of taking control of a unit and triggering the when defeated on our side. So all of those pesky units like the K2SO from set 1 allows us to take it control and use it against the opponent. We've got some units in here. So Pershing is for our card draw on top of the enticing reward. We've got Bazine for hand disruption. If you know you're playing against a green-black player, you're going to be using Bazines to snipe out the Relentless and put them in the discard pile. And we've got some finishers so the game doesn't last too long. Avengers at the top end. Childson for mid-game. Sugi against those discard decks. We can smuggle it out, as well as smuggle our Bazines out. And then Snoke is really good against those new Vader Blue style decks that go really wide. In terms of sideboard, we've got 3 Confiscates in the sideboard. They're really there for the new green heroic card Chewbacca. which really blocks a lot of our events. We've got an extra restock, a perilous, a lot of toolboxy type stuff. The long pikes come in if we're playing against a discard deck. The bounty hunting crews come in if we're playing in a mill war, and then the Snoke will come in for the go wide type decks. So that's it there. If you play this deck, you're not going to make too many friends, so just don't take it to locals and crush casuals with it. This is a tournament style deck that I think is one of the best hard control decks in the game at the moment, if not the best. So let's jump into some games and see how we go. All right, let's see if we can win some games with this hard control deck. So it is Iden Yellow Bounty. We will create a new game. We may not get many people that are willing to jump in against this, but we shall see. We want to hopefully play against some Quinlans and some Sabines, so we can see how this deck fares against the top of the meta. All right, nothing yet. Let me jump out and see if there's any other ones there. So there's a Cad Blue. So Cad Blue is quite popular now, and on Colossus as well. So they will start with only 5 cards and resourcing 2. So they're only going to have 3. I think this is a pretty good hand. We have some good bounties in terms of the enticing rewards. So we don't want to mulligan. We're probably going to get Bazined first turn. We have initiative, so I think we play that against him. All right, let's get rid of an Avenger and the Charleston. Let's not play any units. We could have resourced the Bazine, but I want to see what's in his hand. Right, okay. Well, I don't think either of those are potentially threatening to our style of deck. So we probably could have got away with not keeping the Bazine, because when we put it in the row, it's going to cost us 4 to bring it out. And this is great for us because this guy here is a unique. So now we can play 2 enticing rewards on it. And we're going to turn those 2 cards into 4. Okay, pass. So it looks like we don't have many cards at the moment, but actually we do. Now our danger is a McClunky. I was just thinking that could have been a problem there. So let's take his Bounty Hunter crew. So that's a learning lesson there, that you don't load up against the yellow-black because of the McClunkies too much. You want to be able to play a bounty and then kill it all in one action. Even better if they've claimed. All right, so I think we just hit for 1 here. See what he plays out. We're both on blue here. So I think I'm going to play another Bazine. We'll get rid of that one. We can get rid of his Cad Bane. All right, let's just claim. All right, we can get rid of the Merciless. All right, let's play Charleston out. This is the turn that Iden can come out as well. We are getting quite disrupted by that Bazine. I think if I had that turn play back again, that we should have killed the Bazine instead of playing the Charleston. All right, let's bring Iden out. All right, we can hit the unit there. All right, I think we just claim. Let's see if he brings Cad out. All right, that's good for us. 2 damage. Let's just take it on Iden. We can then defeat and mill the Cad Bane. I want to keep the entrenched here just because a lot of previous decks in that used to run lurking TIE fighters, and I don't think this list runs it, but just in case. Let's defeat and discard. All right, we'll just claim here. I think in this matchup we can just mill. So we've really made quite a few mistakes here. We made some mistakes around, we don't need Pershing here. We made some mistakes around the Bazine particularly. And our bounties, which has kind of taken our bounty system offline. So I think we can just entrench the long pike here. We have nothing to smuggle. All right, so I think that's all good. So we just not resource anything here. And we will get rid of Bazine. So we have an 11 card advantage so far. Let me switch on the score as well. All right, let's heal. All right, I think we can claim. All right, I think we can just use Snoke for a double clear here, even though he will kill it with Long Pike. Oh, he's gonna, I think he clicked that wrong. He'll have to undo that. So he's gonna hit our, well, he can't put a shield on Long Pike at all because we only have 1 unit. So Long Pike, when you play it, I don't think we need to even play the top target here. Well, maybe we put it on Long Pike for later. Kind of forces him to now kill Snoke with Boba Fett. Or he could have just played an Underworld card with Cad. I think maybe that was a mistake from his side, if he did have an Underworld. Yeah, he did. He should have just played Val out. Okay, so we can just claim here. All right, we can put Sugi in the row. I think we just play the Avenger here. He'll need some kind of removal, which he most likely will, running blue. He's going to no good to me dead. All right. We have a lot of single target removal, but not much wide removal. So we do have the enticing reward now, which is really good for us. I think we enticing reward Val, which is the only unique unit on the board, will allow us to dig through our deck. Let's do a takedown on that one. So Iden's ability, healing 1 when a unit is defeated. You have to use an action for it when it's in not its deployed phase, and when it's deployed phase, it can trigger multiple times. Oops, I think that's a bug here where it shouldn't trigger on our side. Okay, let's take a bounty hunter posting. in case we hit that restock, and a no glory, I think. A glory or an entrench. We have plenty of single target removal. Choose a unit to deal 3 damage to, the Cloud Rider. And then you'll get the XP on the Jump Master. Alright, so we can just heal here. Kind of fishing at the moment. Fishing for our... He's claimed. Alright, we do not run Lon Pike in the main. We will need 6 to play Asugi. Alright, we don't have to resource at all. And no good to me dead. Alright, we'll play a Pershing down. He can take whatever he wants from that hand. We have plenty of options thanks to our bounties. I think we get rid of... We do not want Bazine to keep popping up. That should be his 3rd Bazine. Alright, he's claimed. Can heal and then pass. We've still got our restock in here somewhere. We haven't drawn it. Haven't drawn it yet. He's looking for it. Alright, now we finish off the Bazine. Alright, so the Bazine, he took our takedown. How many McClunkies has he played? 1, 2. So he's likely to have a 3rd McClunky. But let's make him use it. He'll likely use it to kill the Avenger here. Okay. Let's just wait by pushing the Iden ability. Even though a unit hadn't left play, you can still trigger it. Alright. Let's undo that. Let's defeat and mill. And now he's down to 0 cards. Alright, let's draw. We've now got a restock. So now we can restock our deck. Oh, we can just bring in the Bazines. Alright, so that was an example of sort of a control versus control style matchup. We are the harder control, so typically we will have the advantage against that. So there's a Thrawn Red. Let's give that a go. It'll be a bit more aggressive. No. A Gar Yellow is a good deck. Let's see how we go against that. So the Gar Yellow is very aggressive. Usually shield based, so normally we're not too bad against it. But yeah, as I was saying with that last game, we messed up big time with the enticing rewards on the Bazines and the McClunkies. So that's something to keep an eye on. So I like this hand. We can Bazine and we can put the Bazine and the crew into the row. Got a couple of top targets. We've got Pershing to get our draw engine online. We don't have any removal, so if he has a super fast start, as long as it's in space, we're okay. Alright, we'll play Pershing. He may have a pump or something for it. Okay, so we've now got a Childson. Alright, I think we get rid of a top target here. If he has a pump to hit it, we'll may just have to go into Childson here, which will mean we'll just claim. What's he attacking? All right, he's attacking base. That's good for us. Let's draw. It's another Pershing. All right, covering the wing. I think we just claim here and we play our Childson out. All right, there's our Power of the Dark Side, and there's our Snoke. Would have liked the perilous position there. Would have been a very good draw. As it stands, he may get a quite a easy hit on Charlton. So Charlton's going to be a 6/6. I'm going to hide that I've got a that I've got a super laser blast. So I'm only going to show the cards that I want him to see there. Right. So if he hits Charlton and is able to kill it, we'll just draw with Pershing. It's kind of where I missed the double blue. Had a card called Equalize, which allowed you to knock out basically two twos if they had more units than you. So you'd play it, it gives -2/-2 to a unit. If they still had more units than you, then, all right, we'll just draw here. Then you can do it again. All right, takedown's good, especially when they're that heavy on shields like this. Okay, so this is why we kept the entrenched, is for the lurking tie. Kind of turns our Power of the Dark Side off. All right. Well, thanks to a new card that we've got, which is No Glory, we're able to turn that onto our side and then defeat it. So is that what we want to do? I think so. This is going to die. We'll kill that. Yeah. All right, let's get rid of the power. We may as well try and deal with it now. That's why this deck used to run 3 Paralysis. Now it only runs 2. And No Glory is a reason why I've dropped it down. It will get to trade with the Crafty. Trying to bide our time. We do have a top target. We do have an entrenched Iden. Potentially we could come out next turn. We don't run Rivals Fall, I think, in this deck. We kind of rely on the Super Laser Blast, like blocking his unit up with an entrenched or perilous, something like that. All right, so he's been able to hit into there. We don't get to trigger Iden's ability because we took control of the unit and then defeated it. All right, so what's he got? The shuttle. Yep, so he's going to be able to shift the upgrades around and turn his X-Wing into having a bit more damage. All right, so we just claim there. Is it when played? It's a when played and a when defeated. All right, so we can put Sugi away. We could top target and enticing reward the ST-149. It's our only unique unit. Let's just draw here. Yep. Enticing reward, top target. Our other options are a straight vigilance on one of these, but then we were not going to get to play either our entrenched or anything like that. So we could play enticing reward, top target, entrenched, Bazine. And we can be like, that's a lot of actions, so we could be right down the end of things. Play an enticing reward. Does give it the +1. So maybe we should have waited till it attacked. Forgot about that. Just more worried about a takedown or something like that. So maybe we should have went Bazine first there. All right. We can save ourselves a lot of... Let's just take down it then. We can always put the top target on Gar Saxon. Gets to shift the shield around, so maybe put the shield on the... I wonder if we can shift the bounty. Use up to 2 cards. Can we take another top target and a vigilance? You've still got 4 cards left. All right, let's heal. We are just trying to get through to that Super Laser Blast or even the Snoke. A Snoke is great on this board. All right. I don't want to give him the extra yet. The extra attack. If we play the top target, he may have a takedown here. Breaking in. Where is he going to hit? Okay, I think we're okay with that. Do we put a top target on him or do we just claim? If we claim, we can go Vigilance. Yeah, I think we just claim because otherwise he's going to hit us for 5 and the top target only heals for 6. So it's not that good. And we are set up for a massive Snoke turn. Okay, we don't need the Bazine. Right, so if we defeat and heal, that'll take us down to 7 and then heal again. And then he's got 7 on the board. So we're in pretty good shape. All right, so let's defeat and heal. That gets rid of Gar. We have a Super Laser Blast next turn, or we have a Snoke. If the board stays similar to this, we'll play the Snoke. We've seen one heal. Only seen one Lurking Tie. We can draw with Pershing too. We've got 1 resource left to play a top target. We can, if he doesn't play a unique unit. All right, let's put this on the crafty since we've got 2 of them. And then we can claim. We'll be able to play a Snoke, which should wipe the majority of the board unless he can put something on his Lurking Tie. Yeah. Right, so he may move the top target. Around, which would be quite smart, not knowing what we have. You could move it to, let's say, the Lurking Tie. That's a good way that you can move it away from unique to non-unique. All right, let's claim. Don't want to risk him just claiming there. All right, so we're going to be able to clear the board except for 1. All right, I don't think we need the Merciless anymore. So his deck is really set up for unit combat. It's got shields, got that. So we are at a distinct advantage with that. All right, let's wait. Okay, so we just play the Snoke here. And that might be tough for him to come back from that. So we run 2 Snokes in the main, 2 Avengers. There's an extra Snoke in the sideboard. So if I was playing this match again, potentially some of the restocks stuff would go out, and we would bring in the additional cards. Okay, we may as well draw here. We've got plenty of cards. We'll take one on Snoke. All right, we can just claim. All right, so we've got the Boba unit and we've got the shuttle. All right, let's just leave it at that. So you can move a token upgrade, so you can only move the shields across. So let's take down that one. We have got a Charlton that we can play out here. Or we do have the other things like the enticing and top targets, even entrenched on the Snoke. So it's a long tournament day if you take a deck like this, but you should be able to go far in the tournament. All right, so we should be able to just claim from here. We can then we can play a Charlton out. Okay, so he decided to hit base, which is probably fair enough. All right, so we're just merciless. We'll destroy our Pershing. He can destroy his unit. All right, so he'll claim. We'll heal 1 and then hit base for 6 and then pass. Okay, we've got a Perilous, which is good. I think we can get rid of a Super Laser Blast here. Go to 9 resources. All right, so he's going to pass. What does that mean for us? We can play a Bazine and have a look at his hand. Right, he does not have much at all. So you can always look at the hand with Bazine and then not choose to take a card. Anything that he plays will die. So we'll just play the Charlton out and then push in with Snoke. So tournament this weekend for myself. Onyx tournament here in Australia. I have 3 decks in the running. One is this one. The other one is Han 2 blue. And the other one is Yoda green, the Endless Legion version. What do you think I should play? Yeah, put it down in the chat. In terms of length of play, I'm used to playing control. Playing like this, something like this in a tournament doesn't bother me. But yeah, let me know what you think I should play. All right, he might be kind of blocked out here with the Snoke being protected by Charlton as a sentinel. All right, let's run in with Snoke. And with Charlton, if he passes again, we'll claim and then just hit in. Okay. Do we do anything with that? Maybe we just defeat and heal. All right, so he's going to claim. All right, that should be it, hopefully. If you're playing like a deck like this and you get behind and the only way you can win is through aggression and you're in a best of 3 series, just concede early. Get your sideboard out for whatever you need. A good one against this deck is Confiscates, obviously. And get on to the second game so you can try and win that second and third game. All right, so we are now 2-0. Okay, so we've played that. Let's play the Anakin. We don't play Vader Blue. That's kind of just a mirror. And we are favored because we have the yellow in. So let's see how we go against an Anakin. Main danger is the Anakin getting too big, and we've been unable to deal with it. Crate Dragons, and he is not wanting to play that. Han Green could be a difficult matchup. Han Green does have some play into this, so it has Chewbacca for one. Our Confiscates are in the sideboard. So let's see how we can go against it. If I play in a game 2, Confiscates would come in. Chewbacca is a very difficult unit for us to deal with. Okay, Entrenched is good. Enticing is good. And I would say Childson. So let's resource the Snoke and the Bounty Hunter posting. He's going to resource up and hit us with Falcon or a resupply on turn 1. I haven't played this matchup too much, but because of the Chewbacca, it is extremely difficult. Our only ways to deal with Chewbacca is temporarily with things like Entrenched or permanent with things like No Glory. All right, let's play a Pershing out. All right, let's claim. He's going to play out, what's that, attack? All right. I think we have to, we've already lost one bounty posting. We need to get that engine online, so I think the Perilous has to go. All right, let's draw, see what we get. We get a Merciless Contest. All right, let's play the Enticing Reward on it. Also play another Enticing Reward. All right, let's claim. All right, I think we can get rid of a Merciless here. We'll draw and then hopefully make our Childson 5/5. All right, let's draw. Takedown is good for tech. There's the Chewbacca that we talked about. So the question is, do we just let the Chewbacca hit? I think so. I think we take down and then we entrench the Chewbacca. So let's take down the tech first. We'll take another entrenched. What else do we didn't get a No Glory. Need a Vanquish. Maybe Super Laser Blast. There, now we get our No Glory, which we're going to be able to play next turn. And also take another Entrenched. Or another No Glory, actually. Which means he's going to have a free run next turn with the Han. But it's going to cost him 1 to keep the Falcon out as well. All right. I don't think we need the Pershing. We'll have to pay 1 for the Falcon. So at most, he's going to be able to play a 6 cost card there. All right, let's draw with Pershing. Power is good. We can't use Iden's ability because we No Glory to take the unit back on our side. What does he play? It's a blue leader coming down to hit our Pershing. Oh, he had 2, did he? Okay. All right, so I'm thinking Power of the Dark Side first. Then we'll be able to play Iden with a Entrenched and top target Han. So that's 6, 3, 2, yeah. Let's Power the Dark Side before we get a Chewie out. Okay. We'll heal with Iden. If he puts a Chewie on, yeah, we'll have to deploy. All right, so he's done a Chewbacca here. He's really done us a favor here because I'm going to be able to top target that Chewbacca, entrench Iden, and then hit the Chewbacca. I mean, it was smart for him to spread it because it becomes multiple targets, but it didn't work out for him, unfortunately. All right, and we can draw. So as you can see with this deck, you get plenty of options if you can get those enticing rewards off. Like game 1 here is not a super favorable match for us. Okay, so what do we do here? We can play an enticing. We could kill the Falcon and kill Pershing. Defeats both non-leader units. Okay, so he's got a tech there. So he's already played 1 tech. He's down to 0 cards. So I think I'm better to actually hit the tech here. All right, so let's kill the tech. 7 on base, and let's entrench Iden to a 10-10 with 2 damage. Okay. This game kind of has worked out very fortunate for us, and we've got rid of 2 Chewbaccas already. I think we're in no rush to kill Han here, so let's play the Charlton. He may play a Han back out. A Han unit, which would wipe it out. U-wing reinforcement. I think we power here. He has to we don't want to give a free kill to this L3. Does he get rid of the that Han or the L3? Yeah, so we can now hit this Han. He will have to run into us, or we will be able to finish him off again. All right, we want our finishers. We want the Avenger, we want the Snoke. Yeah. If this game goes on too long, it's not good for us if he keeps getting answers. All right. So he's decided to do that. So our options are we could play Asugi for 6, a Bazine for 4. So Asugi would have Sentinel. Or we could simply heal and shield Iden, which I think I'm okay with. This has been a super Iden this game, because then we can just play our Pershing straight after. All right, Chewbacca on the ground. Unfortunately, that's the one we're going to have to hit, I think. That's the third Chewbacca gone now. All right, now we can just play Pershing down. All right, still no Avenger, no no Avenger, no Snoke yet. Do we get rid of a Super Laser Blast? We resourced any? I think we can get rid of one. We'll pick another one up, the enticing reward if we need it. All right. Well, I think we can top target Han and enticing reward. If he wants to do anything here, we can just wipe the board. Okay, so he's played a Luke. All right, let's draw with Pershing. See, we may get something to help here. No. All right, well, get in there. Heal for 6. Let's take a restock. Don't need a Vanquish. We'll take that Super Laser Blast that we threw out. Okay, now we can kill the Falcon. And then he'll drop Luke on the ground and we'll just perilous it. So we've cleared the board. We've now got a Bounty Hunter crew, which is good. Still have yet to hit... Well, I mean, we resourced one Snoke. Pass. We've got a draw with Pershing here. We've defeated all 3 Chewbaccas. He's on 17. We're on 14 cards. Okay, we can just take down that one. Okay, let's draw. All right, let's heal. And what do we do here? Do we, if we play a Suki, we could risk losing an Avenger. Maybe we do. But there's 2 Avengers and there's our Avenger, there's 2 Avengers and there's 1 Snoke left. Okay, our Sugi has Sentinel here. And we've finally got our Avenger. All right, we can just pass. Don't need to resource anything. Let's see what he does. All right, he's going to run in. Nope. Okay, now we will just, I think we just play Avenger here. Okay, let's heal one from that. May have a Han, which is going to potentially run into the Avenger, maybe. All right, let's draw a card. Let's restock. What do we want to restock? Some enticing rewards. Maybe one enticing reward. The vigilance and maybe a power. All right, city's base for 4. All right, we've got plenty of options here. We've spent most of these 3 games with massive card advantage. All right, let's take down the Falcon. All right, let's draw. Okay, let's hit his base for 8. He'll lose one of these, most likely that one there. And I think we just vanquished the tech. All right, I'll pass. There we go. We've finally hit our Snoke as well. There we go. We beat a Han Green by running three Chewbaccas. That will finish that game. So we finish at 3-0 today. There's the deck list there. We didn't get to use our sideboard because we didn't play many best of 3s, but if you're after best of 3s, I will be playing some best of 3 live gameplay on a live stream where hopefully I'll be able to use some of those cards. I want to try and run into Quinlan specifically. But there, let me know what you think down in the comments. The bounties, the loop, the rest of the deck. It's not fun to play against, but yeah, it is a hard control deck, and that's what it does. All right, until next time, I will catch you later. Bye.